Hey everybody, thanks for joining me for the Fast Friday Fact. It's Friday, January the 15th, 2021. Glad to have you with us. Monday is holiday. It's the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, so there'll be no school. And we want to make sure that everybody remembers the significance that was played by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 1964 was when Garrett County came into existence as a school district, and it was also the year that Garrett County integrated schools and brought Mason School in and became part of the Garrett County system as part of the consolidation process as well. Well, the significance about 1964 obviously is that the school started then, but that was also when the Civil Rights Act became effective, and a lot of work around that goes back to Dr. Martin Luther King. So we hope you have an opportunity to celebrate Monday, and then we look forward to you being back with us Tuesday in a hybrid setting. We're excited about kids coming back for the first time in a long time. We look forward to that. We know it's not the perfect environment. It's not what everybody would be looking for, but we are excited about having the kids back. And we wanted to try to alleviate as many fears and and answer as many questions as we possibly could. So I've asked a group of people to come together today who've been doing some research and prepping around the area of the CDC guidance. And so I've invited Kaylin Gresham, Laura Perry, and Scott Boland to share some information with you that they discovered as they were checking into this and making sure that we were in compliance. So this is stuff we've been working on. I just want to make sure that we share it with you. So spend a few minutes listening to what they have to say.
So we've had the pleasure the last week or so to really dive deep into what the CDC is saying on how to safely reopen our schools. So we feel very privileged to kind of share some information with you all today in that regard. So we have Laura Perry and Scott Boland and myself is going to take turns to kind of talk about the information that was kind of gleaned from our review of the CDC guidelines, as well as when we had the opportunity to kind of meet with our principals. So Scott, kind of share some information that we gleaned from that.
Absolutely. I feel very comfortable where we stand from looking at the CDC guidelines. So we already had tons of things in place. I was looking at the mask and in the screenings when kids got there. Not only were we doing what the CDC asked, but we were far exceeding that. So we do a really good job of making sure that our masks are worn in the correct places at the correct times. We do a really good job of screening our kids when they get off the bus, when they get out of the vehicle, when they come into the school. So the parents will help us in making sure that they kind of do a little bit of pre-screening before they leave. And so they'll help, and then that way we can have 2 or 3 different layers. So we get there, so that way we catch it. And so everything from my standpoint was, I feel extremely good where we stand right now. Ms. Perry, what about yours? I know you had a section or two as well.
Right. One of the sections that I had was the section on looking at the safety of our staff and students while they're in school, and just really making sure that we have systems in place to provide social distancing, to encourage the hand washing, to make sure that, as you said, that everybody has a mask and that we're wearing our mask correctly, and that we're monitoring our students to make sure that if any kids or any staff members display any type of symptoms, that we all know what those symptoms are, and that we've all got access to that, so that we can identify and we can make sure that we keep everybody safe. And then the other area that I had was a section that I hadn't seen before, and it was all about all the resources that are available. And it's full of checklists that we can give to each of our staff members and that we have for each area to make sure that we're following the safety precautions for that area. Like, for example, there's one just for the janitors, our custodians and our maintenance folks, to make sure that they know what protocols to follow. And then there's another checklist that's just for the music classes, so that we know how to do music and band and keep the kids safe while they're participating. So there are some great resources that we've made available, and we've given those checklists to our principals so that they can share that with all the staff members.
Right.
So.
And I'll echo exactly what Laura and Scott have kind of shared. And the information that we received and was reviewed from the CDC was very similar to a lot of the plans that we have already enacted and implemented. And I think it goes without saying how much we appreciate our local health department, the vital role that they have played and you know, the constant communication that they have given us on how we can safely return to school. The Department of Public Health in Kentucky has been a great asset to us to allow us to do that as well. So all those things have kind of been aligned to allow us to get at this spot to where we can have our students safely return. I had operating schools, and you know, really the biggest thing about that was just a continued promotion of how to operate schools in a safe manner with COVID-19, to continue to look at hand hygiene, to continue to look at respiratory etiquette, the signs, the messaging, the cleaning chemicals that you know, that we've been able to kind of purchase to make sure that our buildings are going to be safe. What to do when kids do get sick, and how to react accordingly to that. You know, we're just very excited to return, to have our students return next week. We feel like these plans are going to allow us to be able to do that.
And one of the things that we're constantly monitoring, anything that changes with the CDC, anything that's said, so in case we need to reevaluate, we know that up front.
Absolutely.
So thanks to Caleb, Laura, and Scott for sharing that information. We had other folks who dug into information for you as well. We really dug deeply into the CDC guidance to make sure that we were doing what they expected, and in many cases we discovered we were doing more than what they were expected, and that's great news for us and for you. We're excited about this opportunity to get back into school on Tuesday. We know that there are many things that we'll continue to learn through this process. We want to keep you in the loop on that. And as things change, if anything occurs, we'll make sure to let you know, to let you be a part of that. But we are excited about this opportunity to get our students back in to school. Again, Monday is a holiday. We look forward to you being able to enjoy that day and to celebrate Dr. King. And we look forward to having you back in school on Tuesday. Hope you have a great weekend.